Just one or two follow-ups. We talked about that some of the changes you've made and how you've reached a lot of the goals we set, recommendations. I'm still remembering the haunting words of one officer on the microphone when he allegedly said, "Does anyone have a plan?" on January 6th. The department has made clear progress with respect to operational planning, particularly by requiring a department-wide incident assessment plan for all large, high-profile events. Can you expand briefly on what has been done to improve preparedness for large events?
So we have, when we plan for these events, first of all, we brought on an executive from the United States Secret Service who is an expert in planning, and he has really coached us and helped us change to exactly where I think we need to be. It's now routine for us to do tabletop exercises both internally and with external partners to moving to, when we get just a few days ahead of a big event. We're involving outside agencies in a way that we never did before. We are training with other agencies. When these folks that we're asking to come in to help us, we're training with those agencies. We are also we have a good, close relationship with the National Guard. And I will tell you that if I would only call the National Guard in the most dire circumstances, but we have, I just met with General McCandless last week, just to sort of, stay on the same page with things. We have practiced the drill of how I would go about.
And as you know, Senator Blunt and I changed the law, so it was easier to make the call.
Yes, but we've practiced how we can get that done very efficiently, and we're doing weekly intelligence calls with our regional partners. So all these things that we're doing now that weren't being done before January 6th have I think got us on the right page to make sure that there's going to be no failures in terms of our operational planning for an event.
Okay. There is more to do on how the department handles intelligence, as we've talked about. Can you tell us how the department has improved the sharing of information with officers on the front lines and feedback from officers on those improvements?
So I think you all know that we issued cell phones to all the officers. But we put out daily bulletins as well that come to their cell phones, daily intelligence bulletins. When we are having a big event, Assistant Chief Sean Gallagher will go to every roll call to do an in-person briefing for officers to know what to expect, for the big event coming up. The fact that we do after-action reports on every single big event, we get feedback directly from the officers, from officials, officers, everybody involved in the event is able to provide their feedback in terms of in an after-action report. And with our incident action plans, that those plans that we have that are typically 20, 30 pages long that have every detail about the planning for the incident, those are widely circulated. So everybody knows what everybody else's responsibilities are. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing. So again, it helps for everybody to sort of have a bigger picture of all these events as we go into them.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I raised was equipment, and I know you've ordered equipment, and when you appeared before us in January, we spoke about how while all the new equipment had been ordered, some of the supply chain issues had delayed delivery. Are you now fully equipped with the type of equipment that you believe you need?
So we have over 1,000 officers that have all the equipment that they need. In fact, I don't think there's anybody, any uniformed officer in USB that does not have their equipment. There's still, supply chain issues are still there, but now there's the few officers that don't have all of their new equipment it's a very small number, but the people that need them the most have them, and I'm sure within a few months we'll have everybody 100%, but again, over 1,000 of the USB officers are fully equipped.
The department, as you noted, has taken steps to formalize a civil disturbance unit to ensure that its officers are properly trained. How have these changes improved the effectiveness? What additional, could you just talk a little bit about the on-site training and drills and what's going on?
So we have all of everybody in CDU, by the way, that we ask for volunteers, and we've got 6 or 7 platoons ready. I have that written down somewhere. I'll find it. But we've got more platoons of CDU officers that are trained and equipped. They train with other agencies. We train here as well. The officials, the people who are overseeing the CDU, have all been trained as well. We brought outside trainers in from a couple of European countries that have much more experience in dealing with unruly crowds than we do, and they provided us really amazing training that we took advantage of. So and we have established specialty pay for the civil disturbance units, so that one of the big problems that we used to have was that when we would say we need, 100 people to come in, 100 CDU officers to come in for an event, not everybody would show up. There'd be a lot of folks calling sick and that sort of thing. Now we've got folks that want to be there, want to do this. They're training with the people that they're going to work with. So all of that stuff is making for better outcomes when we use them.
All right. Well, thank you. And I think we're finished up here, but I want to thank Ranking Member Blunt for this productive final hearing, and for all the work that he's done, not just on these public safety issues, but leading the Rules Committee, and particularly on the Electoral Count Act. He's going to end the year with strength, as has been noted, in getting that important bill through the two of us to update that old legislation. I'm also grateful, Chief, for your leadership and the progress that you've made and the openness that you have to take our ideas and listen to members and work things out, and your devotion to working on this member safety issue